Hi, everyone. We're joined today by Pitt head coach Dan Fisher and players from left to right, Kayla Lund, Lekator Member Mene, and Serena Gray. We will start with an opening statement from Coach Fisher and then some questions for Coach Fisher and then questions for our student athletes. When asking a question, we ask that you use the raise hand function or the chat function, and you'll be called on. And please state your media affiliation prior to your question. Thank you. And Coach Fisher, the floor is yours.
Congrats to Purdue on a fantastic season and really a great volleyball game tonight. It was an incredible atmosphere. We appreciate all the support from the home fans. The story is just, we've dreamed of this, since we've gotten together this year, and it just feels amazing to be here. And I'm just really proud of this team and excited to go to Columbus.
Questions for Coach Fisher? Greg?
Hey, Dan, when you first got here in 2013, I figured that you probably thought that a day like this would be possible and a scene like this would be. But could you have ever pictured it happening, I guess, within 8 years of that time?
When I first got here, I was just coming from an NAI school. And I never dreamed of it being in this moment, really. I was just focused on getting us in the NCAA tournament first. So this is, I far exceeded my own expectations, I'd say. And this group has really been an amazing group to work with, and so in terms of like my path, no, when I first got here, I wouldn't have dreamed it, but I knew the talent level we had coming into this year, and I knew we could do it this year. And we've stayed committed to that goal. And so it feels great to be here.
Josh?
And then being able to convince a player, some of the transfers that you've got in here, like Tor, I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong, to come into the program. What does that show about the progress you've made too, being able to get some of those players in here?
Well, I think it shows that something special is going on at Pitt. And I think it shows that, we're a competitive team. We have a great team culture and one that people want to be part of.
Sam?
Yeah, Coach Sam came from the Journal and Courier in Lafayette, Indiana. Obviously, you win that first set, but it was an offensive showcase on both sides. And then much of the same in the second for Purdue. What did you do after intermission to neutralize Purdue's attack?
I think the main thing in the second set is we just made a few too many attacking errors, and that happens with us at times because we want to be aggressive. We just want to make sure those we're making aggressive errors, not passive ones. And so once we just put a little bit more pressure on them offensively, that was probably the difference.
Josh?
I'm sorry, I didn't know my hand was still up. When it comes to this match in particular, what was your kind of plan to be able to hit against them? And, you guys hit really well in the first set in particular.
Yeah, I think for both teams to hit 500 in the first set wasn't part of either of our plans, but it just shows how capable both teams are offensively. I think the third and fourth set were, I talked about the getting back to just playing our style of volleyball. I thought we were in the third and fourth set, we were good offensively, we were aggressive, and we didn't make a whole lot of errors, and that's how we want to play.
Greg?
Dan, you had obviously brought in two really talented transfers. And what comes with that, I guess, can sometimes be changing roles, maybe diminish playing time for some. How much has this team sort of, looked past some of those things and bought into an overall team concept? And it obviously turned out well for you all. I mean, how much of a buy-in was there, even if there had to be some individual sacrifices made to improve the team?
Well, I think we've been we've been able to still play a lot of players throughout the year. We've had a few injuries, and to make a NCAA tournament run, it helps to have depth. And so, everyone wants to play, of course. But I think people also want to be part of something special. And so I think that's, we value people individually and we value our team culture. And so I'm trying to communicate directly, about playing time and stuff like that. So, but I think the girls that have taken a lesser role this year have just been amazing teammates.
Josh Roundtree, did I
Hey,
say
Coach, after such a tough loss in the second set, and teams could often fold after something like that, what does it say about your team's resiliency to come back and put up such a showing the next set after a tough defeat like that?
Yeah, I think this team believes, and we think we can. We've had a tough schedule. We've been in tough moments all year. I think our experience has a lot to do with it, and just the belief in each other. So it's a gritty team.
Dan, we've talked with you several times over the course of the season about how getting to the Final Four has been this team's goal, even going back to the end of last season. I mean, how I guess omnipresent is that goal? Like, how much as a coach do you talk about with your players? How much do they talk about it amongst themselves? How much is it brought up?
Well, the real goal has been to win a national championship, and we talked about it at the start of the year. And then I kind of break the season into 4 different parts. And so kind of at each part, we just kind of track our progress towards doing that. And that's about it for me. Amongst themselves, I think I don't totally know. I'm not always in the locker room, but I know that Lekator is one of the people that came in right away, and we had already had girls like Kayla and Chi, but right away I started hearing Lex say, we can win this thing. We can win this thing. And just having a player like that comes in with experience, that's kind of buying in and believes we can do it, I think has been huge.
Josh Roundtree?
Hey, Dan, you guys have obviously created quite a buzz in the city when it comes to the sport of volleyball. Did you get a second tonight to just kind of look up and maybe appreciate for a moment the crowd and what came out? I mean, there were people hundreds deep outside trying to get into the building tonight.
Yeah, I normally don't get to do that, but I actually did in the 4th set when we were at game point. We were up so much, I kind of just took a moment to look around and see a lot of the packed stadium, to see my family and friends there, and the parents and the families of the players. It was a pretty special moment.
Any further questions for Coach Fisher? We'll go with questions for our student athletes.
Hey, Coach, just one specific question about Rachel Fairbanks. What does it mean to the team to have somebody who sort of is able to do it all like she can and be put into a whole bunch of different positions, especially just as a freshman?
Yeah, it's good news for the future is what it means. And I think at this point, teams that are scouting us, she's shown she's ready now. I mean, she's a good all-around player. She can help us, in basically all phases of the game. And so, that's the kind of Pitt player we want. We want players that can set, that can dig, that can serve. And so she's just an all-around player, and really grateful to have her on the team.
We'll go with Alex Lembeck.
Yeah, this is for Kayla. Just how did tonight's crowd rank, I guess, kind of amongst all the ones you played at the Fitzgerald Field House all these years?
Are you asking about the crowd? Sorry.
Yeah.
Crowd was obviously amazing. I don't think I realized how packed it was until there was at one point when they started cheering "Let's Go Pitt," and I was like, whoa. I don't know if I've felt the energy in the field house quite like that. So that's kind of where it hit me. And I was really grateful that not only were they here, but they were cheering. They're loud, they're on their feet. So it was surreal, and it was super cool.
Craig Meyer?
Yeah, Kayla, I was curious, how much did the promise of a moment like this about getting back here and winning, how much did that sort of help you guys as players and as a team last year get through the pain of losing and coming up so short of the Final Four?
Yeah, I mean, we knew that when we lost, that obviously that was a game that we could have won, and it so that hit us pretty hard. And then obviously having the opportunity to come back again, it was a no-brainer. It was easy, and it was a decent amount of motivation just to keep creating history.
Griffin? Griffin Floyd?
Hey, for Lecator, you and Jenna Tech for Purdue both grew up in the St. Louis area. Did you guys know each other growing up, or have you faced off before this game today?
Actually, yeah. She went to St. Pius High School and I went to Lutheran South High School, and our teams would always play each other. So I guess it was nice to see her again and see that she's doing well, and yeah.
Josh Rizzo?
Lecator, what made you think that Pitt would be a good landing spot for you and that you guys could be successful here?
Is that for me? Just the coaches and the team. Like, you know, I prayed a lot before I decided to enter the portal, and I told God that I wanted, you know, like a good, supporting, loving coaching staff that would get me to my potential, and I wanted teammates who were, you know, amazing and, you know, and would embrace me. And so, I mean, I got exactly what I wanted here at Pitt, and I'm just so grateful to be here.
I was curious for Serena and Lecator both, how much, you know, it kind of builds off of what I asked Kayla a little bit, but like how much did the potential for a moment like this and being able to contend for a Final Four for a national championship, how much of an enticement was that when you were deciding where to ultimately transfer to?
I mean, you haven't talked yet.
You're gonna have to give me a second on this one. If I'm being honest, when I was transferring, I was not thinking, yeah, I wanna go to a Final Four and I win a national championship. I was just wanted to develop myself as a player, and I wanted to be around teammates and a coaching staff that would kind of facilitate that. So this is beyond more than I could have really imagined, kind of like how you mentioned, Fish. But it's great to be here.
Retweet everything that she just said. I second that. Yes.
And for both you all, like when from the time that you got here, like when would it really in your eyes validated, like, okay, I definitely made the right choice. This has lived up to everything that I had wanted when I was looking for a new home?
As soon as I got to talk to my coaches and meet my team in person. You know, you just feel good vibes, you know, good energy, you know. When you get here, we have strong goals, strong morals, strong team culture, and win or not, like this is the place I wanted to be, and I stick by that to the day that I am done playing college volleyball.
There's a question when we knew we had made the right choice. Yeah. I would say it was probably the first Zoom call I had with the coaching staff. They just really had their, you know, they had their mindset with what they wanted to do with this program, and they had a lot of confidence in their players and like what they could do. And like, that's when I was like, okay, I know what choice I'm going to make, and this is going to be a great choice.
Richie?
This is either for Coach or Kayla. Being in the ACC for a few years now and seeing two teams make it to the Final Four after there just being one in conference history, what does that say about the development of the level of this conference as a whole and how you see it going up from here?
Who's the other team in the Final Four?
Well, Louisville and Georgia Tech play each other today to go to.
Okay, did they already? Okay.
Oh.
Do you want to talk about this one or?
Go for it. Mike's right there.
It's yeah, as we've always felt like the ACC was underrated, and so to have the pre-conference we had, and then just to have teams with a strong RPI, that definitely helped. And then this year, gosh, to have 3 teams go as far as they did, it just, I think it helps prepare us for the tournament, but it also just, I think, helps us with recruiting, just so athletes know that they can play at really high level volleyball in the ACC.
For Serena, as someone who played at Penn State, who had played Purdue previously, how much, if at all, were you sort of a resource for your team here over these past couple days, just as someone with experience of playing against this team? I know it's obviously a different team than ones you would face, but yeah, but I guess how much information or insight were you able to kind of pass along?
So I know I did play them every single year in the Big Ten, but I'll be honest with you, my memory isn't the greatest. I knew they definitely had some weapons on their side with Grace Cleveland, and I know Caitlin Newton would be swinging until the end of the game. And it was great to see some of the younger middles really showing the potential they have for the future, and that was really interesting. But no, the coaching staff, they took this one away. I definitely did not add to the information that was used by the team.
You did against Penn State.
Oh, yes, I did.
And this is a stupid question here, but we're obviously off, standing in one of the end zones there. For you all on the court, after that game was over, once everything had been settled, once you knew you were going to the Final Four, what was that like, just being out there, being in that moment, being around people, and all the celebration that came with that?
It was obviously really emotional, and all kinds of emotion, right? Like happy tears, maybe even some pissed off tears that, cause we knew that we could be here, feeling surreal, feeling really freaking excited, and just a lot of gratitude too. I'm so happy for the girls. I'm so happy for Fish and the coaching staff. I know, sorry. I love these people so much, and they put so much into us as players. And so for me to be here while it happens is obviously amazing, and be part of it is amazing, but I'm really happy for the coaching staff. They deserve this so freaking much.
Any further questions for Pitt? Thank you all. If you could stay on for just a second.